Are you partial to your leaders or just your gutters?
How do you feel about those covers that go over the gutters?
Genius. Are you going to get up and clean the gutters?
I heard they suck.
Have you ever cleaned gutters in your life?
And they don't come out.
No.
The leaves go in and they don't come out.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody.
Is that like the turkey thing?
Really?
All right, ready? Welcome back, everybody, to the Happy Hour brought to you by Remax Heritage of Westport. Today's topics are going to be, we're going to talk about winterizing your home and where is the best place to find a home when you're looking for one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely mostly online, but we'll get into that.
Tony, is it online?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's those magazines.
It's not online. It's at
Or
Target.
the maps.
Target.
So, Tony, why don't we go into it? Winterizing your house.
Winterizing. I can start with one tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start on the outside.
That's probably best because it's in the environment.
All outdoor water spigots.
Okay.
Shut them off on the inside of the house.
Into the mic.
Everyone has. I have to speak into the microphone. Everybody has shut off valves in their basements to their outside water lines. So that's a start.
Okay.
What else? I don't know.
Gutters.
Gutters
Clean them.
and
You wanna talk
leaders.
about the gutters?
Clean them.
How do you feel with those covers over the gutters?
I think if they work, that's genius. Right? Then you
Exactly.
don't need to clean
Yes.
them. I've never cleaned gutters, so I'm not going to pretend to. And Joe has never either, so don't let him fool
How do you know?
Have you?
No.
Okay. But yes, I think that's obviously important, right? You don't want any gunk in there and leaves, and because,
So right, yeah,
they're gonna
when there's
freeze and-
water and it freezes
Right.
and it's clogged up, and then there's snow, and then there's overflow.
and then it's the arch nemesis, water problems.
Ice damming. Ice damming is a huge issue in the wintertime, where there's an ice and snow melt, and it gets into your house.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bad. And it usually causes a lot of damage. Very expensive.
Okay.
So what else? Your patio furniture. You might want to put that away.
Have you brought yours in, Joe?
I have. I have not.
I have.
But I will before Sunday because the snow is coming.
Snow is coming.
Yes. So by Sunday,
when they're watching this,
it may be in the house.
that's fine.
And then the heavy winds might take it away.
Well, that doesn't count.
That's like,
Yeah.
the winds don't count. No.
He's not worried about them blowing
The
away.
patio-
Only at the beach house
the
are you
patio-
worried about the
patio
furniture blowing away.
could just go. I don't care if it's windy. If it's snowing, I got a problem.
We got a problem.
Yeah, you probably should do that. So like beach, how about even like beach houses and stuff? Do you do anything to get prepared?
It's funny
the
you
beach house?
say that. I went to my beach house in Milford on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The whole fence was blown off.
Wow.
So the winds got so strong that it took the fence down.
Yeah, so you got to secure your fence also.
The fence is secured now.
That's funny. Actually, Steve he lives not too far. He said the same thing happened to his fence.
Right.
Some crazy
funny.
wind gusts.
Crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I just wish it would take the house away.
well, that's something I didn't hear you say that.
No. Okay.
By the way,
Sorry.
I don't know.
You're
what
another one of these talking to the mic.
Please blow my house
So do
away.
you do anything else at the beach house to get ready?
I
'Cause you
open
don't
all the
spend it really-
windows. I open all the windows and I hope it takes it out to sea.
Hope for a nor'easter with a really
I
high
don't-
tide.
I don't want anybody getting hurt. I just want to take the house out to sea.
That's
no,
a
but
good
you
idea.
don't really go there during the winter, right? So
No.
I know you worry about it.
I do. I check on it every few weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going
High
on?
tides. Hey, he wants to know the highest tide.
the
you
moon
can-
is-
When I'm
with the
pulling
full
up, I'm
moon.
praying it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, and it's always there.
Yeah, that's
Aw,
great.
Poor beach house.
I love
That's
that.
great.
Yeah.
No.
That's great.
Whatever. It's a good house.
All right. So, any more tips, Anthony?
Well, I mean, it also applies to winterizing your home if you list your home
Okay.
And it's vacant.
it's vacant,
Right.
Talk to us about that.
which is very, it's actually more important than just doing a basic winterizing and securing the exterior of your home if you're living in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you're not, everything's just sort of sitting and you have people walking in it. So What would you say is the first thing if you're not living in a home and you're listing it? Most important thing to do at least.
Making sure that your main water shutoff actually works.
Yeah,
That's probably
that
first.
it is off.
And that it's off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you are, and that it can be shut off. If you have a baseboard water system of some sort and you sort of need your water on, then maybe the idea is to keep that on, because if you're going to continue to heat the house. Also, your laundry water shut off, which you should always make sure is working properly.
Yeah.
And you should even shut that off even if you're going on vacation.
Yeah. The inspector actually in one of my inspections this week told one of my clients to shut it off when she's not using it.
That's why they're made the way they are. They're new shutoffs.
Yeah.
Because the water lines that go to your washer are probably one of the most dangerous as far as causing flooding in your house.
Yeah. Majority of people probably do not shut that off.
Yeah.
Finish with your laundry, no one shuts that off.
No, you don't.
You know?
You don't. And that could cause a lot of problems. You can go away for a day and have your house full of water.
That's probably a problem.
Again, the water problem.
Yeah. Yeah, so that it's also important. Having appliances unplugged. I mean, if the house is still furnished and you are not living there, certain things should be unplugged. Major appliances,
Right.
even small appliances.
All right, so I want to list my house. I'm not living in it. I'm going to unplug the appliances.
Shut off the water.
Shut off the water.
Keep the heat.
How about the heat? What about the heat? What are
Right.
we doing with the heat? Because I always go in the homes that are vacant and I see antifreeze in the water or the
it's
toilets.
colder inside than it is outside.
Correct.
Yeah, so if you want to sell your home, if your home is not in some sort of, if there's not a problem with it, or if it's not a foreclosure, that's where we mostly see winterized homes and so on. The idea is to have the heat on, but to have it at a certain temperature, of course.
What would you say?
Probably 65 degrees. So that if someone is showing it during the winter, and they will be showing it during the winter, they're not going into a house.
Freeze their ass off.
It's actually
Yeah, dangerously cold, really.
right
Many
now.
reasons.
Right now, homes are. I just did a final walkthrough in Guilford on Friday, and it was colder in the house than it was outside.
Many
the
times.
guy that the homeowner had it set at 50, and it was very.
Keep that bill down.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to share a story with everybody.
Yeah.
So last summer, I went on look at homes with a few of my friends. I like to buy homes and flip them.
You like to buy homes?
And I do. I like to buy homes. So I went to this one home.
Hobby.
It was hot out. I had my shorts and flip-flops on. And I went with this agent. I walk in this room, and I see her scream and run out of the room.
No.
And I was like...
The thing was, I didn't do anything.
Oh, I wasn't going to say it was you.
Oh, sorry.
No, this is a hypothetical.
Well,
for
anyway,
instance.
so I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her? I'm looking around, and I see the black cable cord near my feet starting to move. And holy shit, it was a snake. It was a really large snake.
Yes, on the second floor of an abandoned house.
Yes.
How did it get
It's
there?
funny how you have like more than one person, and the story is remembered so much differently. Because I remember a similar story.
I didn't
and then
scream.
I was showing a house to an investor that likes to flip houses. And so we walk into the room.
Right.
And the first person that walked into the room who saw this snake
I said nothing. I just turned
said
around.
nothing.
Right, turn around, walked out.
Turn around. Walked out.
To the other people that could have been hurt.
It was just like it was like a reaction.
I'm just saying, for the record, I had no shoes on, and I was really, really close to it.
Yeah. And we had Tonio with us, the funniest thing.
Yeah, he
and
was filming it.
And
there was a
right before we pull up, right? And it's weird how you get to this house. You got to go through another driveway. You got to do.
I only buy
Joe's,
gems, Jen.
Yeah,
This was
the view, right?
A diamond
so,
in the rough.
Listen, so
was a diamond in the rough.
before we get out, he was, come on, and he's sick of looking at houses, right? He's like, oh, Joe wants to look at another house. Come on, this is going to be a misadventure. Had no idea there was going to be a snake inside. So, misadventure.
Not snakes in a plane, snakes in a house.
Snakes in
houses.
Snakes in foreclosures.
Yes.
That was a first for me.
That was
But
the
anyway.
first. And I do think of that often.
house was winterized?
Huh. No.
No, it's amazing that snake was
So that's
there.
part of winterizing a house, making sure that it's secure and,
Yeah.
I
know we can go off on like a
doesn't
snake
have any
tangent.
Openings.
I'm sorry, I had to share that story.
No,
'cause
it's funny.
When Tony
And-
said foreclosures and winterizing,
Yeah.
the black cable cord that started the move.
Yes.
So
Coming out of the wall.
with foreclosures that are winterized. In the past, I went into this one house in Shelton that was winterized, but somehow whoever winterized it didn't do a great job, and it was a cold winter, and this thing was from the tub leaking water, and it literally created this glacier in the bathroom.
In the bathtub?
In the bathtub, out of the bathtub, the water was frozen about 10 to 12 inches above it and onto the floor and starting to crawl into the hallway.
Wow.
So that's a lot of damage. At
Yeah.
least it froze.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
Wow.
it doesn't freeze. Sometimes there's a lot of water in a house.
Right. Major damage and
Right.
you're trying to sell it.
Right.
No fun.
Yeah. Even as early as last year, I listed this home. I advised the homeowner to get the house winterized.
Oh, the
and make
multifamily?
Sure. Mm-hmm. And it was over a holiday weekend. And we had just one day of really cold weather. And, of course, the house was already empty and not heated. And he thought he shut off the water.
And he's far away.
And he's living
this
in,
point.
like, North Carolina. And no one had any idea. And the water ran in the house for 3 days.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
The water was literally coming out of the house. The
Guess
fire
who had to
department
deal
was
with that
called.
problem?
Yeah. So your local...
You.
Really?
You're
You're
friendly.
friendly...
Wow.
Well, you have many hats. We all know we wear many hats.
Yes.
Your
we
friendly
have to.
realtor.
My mother's calling. Should I answer it?
You're who?
My mom. Never mind. Sorry.
It's important. You should answer if your mom calls, no matter what.
All right. Next time she
That's
calls, I'll
highest
pick it up.
priority.
Sorry, everybody.
Highest priority.
All right. So, a couple questions. Well, big question. I want to buy a house.
Yep.
What is the best place to go looking for a home?
I think it's funny.
What's your opinion, Jen?
Well, I think of so many things when that question's asked. And
Listen,
we talked about this
There's no
before.
wrong answer here.
There is no wrong answer. So what I think of is what actually probably does happen. Like what some of my friends or my family or people I know, what would they do? They probably would start on like Milford CT Homes, Google, right? Keep it pretty simple. And then that home's going to follow you on Facebook. And that home's going to follow you on Instagram. It's going to follow you everywhere. But I guess truth is it's where are the homes mostly listed? You're probably going to end up on Zillow or Realtor, right?
Tony?
Well, yeah, that's the tendency,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
Okay.
They've done a really great job with
And we just keep
attracting-
giving them our money.
Okay, well, so that's a thing to talk about too, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But people have a lot of confidence in these particular sites.
Yeah.
Realtor, Zillow, mostly Zillow.
Because
And then there are
traditionally,
others.
what was it always? A magazine, you had to have a realtor. You didn't know what was available unless you had a realtor. I mean,
At one time, it was, what in the dark ages, it was paper ads or driving around.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Realtor became probably the first,
gateway, yeah.
Yeah, the first company really to take advantage of getting people a lot of information quickly on the, through the internet.
Okay.
Yep. You think it was Realtor or Zillow?
No, Zillow came after.
Yeah.
I don't know how much after, but
Right.
Realtor was the initial way to get your homes on, in a wide area.
Right.
And there was, at one time, there was a lag of how quickly a home from when it got listed to when it went on to Realtor. There was 48-hour lag, and then it became a 24-hour lag. Now it's almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
But to me, ultimately, the best place for anyone, and I know sometimes people are looking, just like they want to know
Casually.
what's out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's really the tendency. Anything we shop for now, we just kind of like go there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think your best option is once you know that that's what you're going to do, is to find a good, reliable, professional realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have the tools that will get you all of those listings in any location instantly.
Yeah, because
Faster than these other sites.
I think it's getting to the point that Zillow or Realtor have literally every house on it. So you don't know if it's for sale. Unless you're
Right.
looking at the right key things.
That's the newest
It's overwhelming.
trick, right?
It's overwhelming.
Right.
So you
they
really
have every address
yeah. You just
and
don't
a
know.
potential value for that home
Right.
This is estimates.
at every address.
Yeah.
They do trick you. I get it.
Yeah.
So it's a little overwhelming to just casually search for what you would want in a home for sale. And then we have to give the bad news like, sorry, that's not accurate or for sale or
Very true.
under deposit, anything,
true.
right? So it's, a lot of people don't really want to get another person involved when they're just shopping, right? Just to start. But at some point, you might miss out on the home you really want because you waited,
Right.
you
Right.
know? And that's like the good and the bad, I guess.
But a good realtor is going to go beyond you putting in some search criteria.
Mm-hmm.
A good realtor or an agent, whatever they're referred to, is going to do their own searching. They're going to know what you as an individual want in a home beyond, just if I'm certain the agent will set you up on a search criteria, but the agent, by showing you homes, already has an advantage because they know what you like.
Right.
The unspoken stuff that you can't really put into.
Yeah, there's so many
the
different
search.
avenues, right? Like, I only want to spend this, but I want 3 spaces, 3 bedrooms. But if you know them and you know the house, you know that the basement could be a potential bedroom. If you're searching online 3 bedrooms, that's not going to pop up. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So getting to know your client and helping them out in those specific ways. I mean, even something like that, you can't really do at just with a search.
But
Right.
also you're advising the client, or you're able to advise the client on. They're not always going to find 100% of their criteria, and they learn that. But also, when they send a realtor, sometimes today what happens with certain realtors is that when a client sends them 4 homes to look at, they don't add the 3 or 4 additional homes that a realtor
Would pick
knows would work.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's the hard work that
Yeah.
it's
It's a little trust too. It's like, just trust me. Let's go take a look.
and they most of the time people do that because they understand that that's important, and that traditionally was what a realtor did initially. People would just let you know what they wanted, and you
would
out
try
there
to
and look
figure it
for
out. Yeah, it's interesting how it has changed.
And it hasn't really changed. It's still the same thing, but we rely sometimes as realtors on the client to do the search. And they can only do so much of the search. But if they really are looking to get into a home, that's the way we can truly help them. And that's the way we normally help them.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens often.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good information, Tony. Jen, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you
Shoot.
guys feel about unmarried couples buying homes together?
To be honest, when I first meet a client or I'm helping a client, I ask them questions about what they want from me, what they're looking for, what they need. I don't always know if they're married. I don't really ask unless we spend some time together or I know. I don't think that that's a huge I don't think that's a it doesn't really, I'm here to help you. Right. But I guess in general, everybody, has to make sure they have a good attorney, and they just make sure,
Jeez, Jen.
That's all I could say. It's buying a home, even if you're married, right?
Well,
and you don't like that person
I didn't
anymore.
call my
You're
attorney
like,
when I my wife when I bought a home.
Well, exactly,
She's
because it's
right
a little
there,
more
the dagger.
traditional. I don't know. I mean, it's buying a home with somebody in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a business deal.
So
right?
yeah.
Hey, babe, I got to call my attorney. I'll call you back.
That's good for the relationship.
Yeah.
That's great.
Let me talk to my attorney before I make this decision.
With really all kidding aside, as realtors, the determination of what is a family or what is a couple or
what is that definition?
We don't care. We're like, I don't know, Switzerland.
It's a protected class too, so let's.
We don't care. It's important as long as people want to do something together of their own free will.
Okay,
we will do it. That's really.
Now ask me if I think my brother should do it. I'll probably say no.
I'm hoping they're not listening.
Well, it's over with now.
It's already happened.
Really? Really? Come on. We'll talk about that later.
Well, he's married now. I'm
married,
just saying.
So now it doesn't matter.
So I guess you can. The point of the story is if it's someone you love or care about. I don't know.
You brought him up, not me.
That's it.
Don't start backtracking now.
Listen. We're here to help, regardless. Okay. We're here to give you the most knowledge about the property that you are potentially thinking about buying. Your relationship with the person you're buying it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is a good question.
Yeah.
Jeez. What are your thoughts on that?
A lot of different avenues.
I don't know. I agree with both of you. Mm-hmm. I, unfortunately, in the 22 years I've been doing this, have come into these equations where, the boyfriend and girlfriend buy a home together in 2019. And then in 2020, they're calling me because they had the big blowout. They're breaking up, and now they need to
get one off the loan.
Right. Someone needs to come off the mortgage, and there's no equity in the home, and one person by themselves doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
So it turns into a complete shit show. So I do see that a lot, unfortunately. That's why I asked that question.
And that could happen in a marriage, too.
Makes sense.
So.
Makes sense. It's sort of a life thing.
But I guess for you as qualifying a buyer, and you have to ask that question.
Correct.
I can see how that would come up.
Yeah,
pretty common for you.
I think we recently covered, divorced couples or divorced
situations.
It's sort of the same thing,
True.
It really kind of falls into the same, not as legal possibly, maybe, unless it gets to that. But
it's a big part of our business. Our businesses are, either some transition or a big life move, or, we're always involved in not fortunate or unfortunately times of change.
Right.
So we see that, right?
Sure.
I mean, we kind of see that a lot, and you just do the best you can for everybody involved.
Okay.
It's funny because I feel like we always talk about that, but it is like any real estate agent who does business will tell you that's a lot of their clients: boyfriend and girlfriends, divorce, getting married.
It's a huge part of our business. That's why
growing a family.
We do talk about it a lot, but it's a big part of our business. That's why I asked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
We good? So Jenna gonna give us our cheers.
Oh, you want to cheers? Let's cheers.
Then we cheer.
Let's cheers. Let's not break anything. Don't spill anything on computers, except for if it's Joe's, because it's a PC.
Jesus. That was you.
Talk about aggressive.
I was still.
Should we talk about someone's birthday?
No.
No?
By the time it comes out, my birthday's going to end.
Well, we still want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thanks, honey.
You want to sing the word, Tom?
I do.
No. Save it.
That would be great. That would be great. Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you.
That was epic. Do it again.
No.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Stay tuned for our next episode.
Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Like, subscribe, and comment below.
Boom. See, you're getting good with this. You're natural.
He's been practicing.
I practiced all week that.
He's like, why was I so tongue-tied? I'm like, people practice in their bedroom all by themselves.
In the
40
morning,
times
it's like,
before
and
they do
instead
it.
of an affirmation, it's like,
Like, comment, subscribe below.
But do you do
Heidi's
all that
like-
below?
Heidi's like, what are you talking about? Who are you talking to? You weirdo.
All right, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Good
The
morning,
end.
good afternoon, and good night.
Goodbye, folks.
Wait, I just want to remind you, like, comment, and subscribe below. We'll see you next episode. Why did I get the volunteer for this one?
Because you're so good.